Assalamualaikum and greetings everyone. We hope that you are in a good condition. About 5 months ago, we have undergo an internship session at Greenwood Genetics Sdn Bhd, which is located in Rutapai, Terengganu. My friends, Maisara and Siti Nurhaizi and me, Nurhani Akila, have undergo an internship session together. Basically, we will tell you about the company, the crop that we have been taking care of, and the pests and disease of the crop. The objectives of the industrial training is to expose the student to real working environment. Industrial training also to allow the students to apply the lessons learned in class to the real world setting. It can provide experience in the workplace and how to manage the responsibilities and enhance the skills. Firstly, I will talk about the company. GWG is a well-integrated total food value chain organization which focusing on research and development of tropical hybrid seeds as well as improvement of agriculture. So the company's name is Greenwood Genetics Sdn Bhd, which is located in Rutapai, Terengganu. The year of establishment is 2007 and the headquarters is located in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So the tagline for the Greenwood Genetics company is Bred for Ultimate Growth. There are several branches of Greenwood Genetics in Malaysia, which are located at Bukit Tangga, Kedah, Cameron Highlands, Pahang, Batu Arang, Selangor, and Rutapai, Terengganu. The total area of Greenwood Genetics Rutapai farm is 70 hectare, which consists of 4 farms, which are Farm A, B, C, and D. The infrastructure present are office, process stations, toilets, cabin, and center of education. Every farm have farm in charge that are responsible to taking a good care of the farm respectively. The purpose of the company is to produce the high quality hybrid seed, and the mission of the company is to enhance the breeding and production of elite tropical hybrid seed, to enrich biodiversity, and to meet the world's increasing food and fiber demand. It is also to bring innovative and sustainable agricultural solutions while maintaining the maximum integrity and business ethics to our stakeholders. The vision of the company is to be the world's leading research and development based company in developing and providing high quality tropical hybrid seed for the total food value supply chain. So the main activities of the company are breeding, production, and marketing of high quality hybrid seed. Greenwood Genetics use only the best quality and high value germplasm for development and multiplication, and the research activities were carried out by the team to ensure the quality of hybrid seeds will be developed, which have the best germination rate and growth by utilizing the clean seed production concept. So this is the organization chart of Greenwood Genetics that located in Rutapai, Terengganu. So we will move on to the procedure and management in sweet corn production, which will be delivered by Maisara Amir.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Maisara. Right now, I will present about sweet corn seed production procedure. First, it starts with land preparation. Second, sowing. Third, fertilizer or pesticide application. Fourth, detassel. 5, harvesting. And lastly, with seed drying, threshing and seed cleaning. This is how the land look like after the land preparation. Land preparation starts with ploughing, then proceed with rotavator. If need bed, the implement plough will be used. This plough raises the beds by heaping soil up into a pile. Plough and rotavated plot is important to kill weeds and loosening the soil. These two implements, rotavator and this plough, used in farming implements. These two implements will make the farm working become easier and effective. And for irrigation, the farm water source is from the trench nearby. They pump by this engine the water through the piping system, later distributes to each plots. These two tools are used for sowing the sweet corn seedling. They sowing female by roller and sow the male line by japper, and also sowing backup tray based on the germination rate. Next, the planting design. As we know, the seed production in GWG produced F1 hybrid. The parent of selected variety was planted based on the planting design. The seed from male line was preserved as parent and will be planted in future. Meanwhile, the seed from female line will be commercialized as hybrid seed. And from this picture, the black line represents the male line, while the blue line represents as female line. The male line was sold for 2, which are 3 days after sowing, and plus 6 is 6 days after sowing to synchronize the pollination. However, the timing of flowering or maturity period of sweet corn based on the variety itself. Next, the fertilizer application. There are 4 fertilizers used, which are NPK 15-15-15, NPK 12-12-17, urea, and chicken dung pellet. NPK 15-15-15 was applied during the vegetative stage. NPK 12-12-17 applied when it reached the reproductive stage. The high K content in this fertilizer is important to the seed formation and flowering. Urea to recover the nitrogen deficiency. We can see the nitrogen deficiency when the leaf turns to yellowish, and chicken dung pellet as an organic matter will enhance the quality of soil and are able to hold more nutrients. And detassel is the process to remove the male flower from the female line, and they are removed before the pollen appears. The detasseling needs to be done every day to prevent any pollen contamination from the tassel at the female line. Next, my friend Haizi will be presenting about post-harvesting seed production.
I'm Haizi.
I'm going to explain about post-harvesting seed production. Post-harvest is the stage of the seed production which contain harvesting, dehusk, drying, threshing, packaging, weighing, and also transporting the product to the company center. Firstly, harvesting. Harvesting is started around day 40 to 50 after the pollination. The color of the corn leaf change into the light or dark brown, which also means they are ready to manually harvested. Usually we started at the female line and then followed by the male line. The corn were normally harvested by hand and were put in the sack bag, then transported to the process station by the tractor. Then this corn will be dehusked at the process station. Dehusk is the process where the outer shell or the husk are removed from the corn cob. Sometimes the F1 will be graded by the shape of the seeds or the cob. Grade A, Grade B, and Grade C. Grade A, we can see here the seeds is on the rounded shape, and for the Grade B, the seeds is peak-like wrinkles, and for the Grade C, we look at the shape of the corn cob, which is the bare pod. The grading is to differentiate the different seed so that when we sowing the F1 again, we know what kind of the seed production will be produced soon. Next is about the drying. After we dehusk, we'll go through the drying process. We dry usually we dry manually under the sunlight on the white netting, and maybe we can also use the drying machine, but during our training we don't use the drying machine, we just use them manually. And then next is moisture content checking. After a few days of drying, the moisture content were checked up, and the percentage of the moisture content in the corn seed is should not be exceeding the 12%. Okay, the tool that we use is the digital grain moisture meter, which on how we use it is we put the dry corn seed in here, and then we push the tool here. Then we get the percentage on the digital screen. Okay, next the next is threshing. Threshing, before we do the threshing, we should check the moisture content. Also, after the threshing, we also need to check the moisture content. Okay, so for the threshing is the process where seeds are removed from the corn cob, whether be done manually or mechanically. On this picture, like this is we call it manually, and this for the mechanically. For this machine, the blue one, this suitable for the small seed like long beans, okra, and etc. And for the medium seed like corn, sweet corn, we use this one because it have the hole is suitable for the corn seeds. Okay. After threshing, stones should be removed from the seed corn so that when we weighing it, it will not interrupt or disturb the kilogram of the weighing process. As we go through to the packaging and also the weighing. For the weighing, we use the compression balance to get the kilogram that should whether we reach the target that we want, or we maybe not reach the target. Okay. For the packaging, after we weighing and the corn seed in the packaging like this, we will labeling what kind of type is this, the grade, and also how many kilo is that. So for the packaging, we use white sack and also the clear sack, which we can call it like double packaging. Okay. Next is about the transporting. After we finish packaging, also the weighing and sewing the sack bag just now, we'll transport the corn seed will be transporting to the GWG headquarters or the company center at Rawang. And then I think that's all from me, and we will continue to the next part.
So now I will move on to the pests and disease in sweet corn crop. There are several most common pests and disease that we have found on sweet corn crop, and these pests and disease might disrupt the production and yield of the sweet corn. So the most commonly found pest that have been found is the corn earworm, or scientifically called Helicoverpa Z. The larvae of the corn earworm is the most commonly found in tassels, leaves, shoots, and kernels. The damage that have been done is the deep cavity made by the larval feeding. When we detasseling the female sweet corn, it could be seen that this pest mostly found in the tassels. It might be vary in color, which are brown, green, pink, or yellow, and mostly black. It was difficult to control, but insecticides can be sprayed at the above of the plant part of the sweet corn, as it usually presents in tassels. So these figures shows the appearance of the corn earworm. Referring to the life cycle of the earworm, the larvae stage is the most commonly found in sweet corn. Now I will move on to the disease found in the sweet corn crop. So the most commonly found disease is the stem rot disease, or bacterial stalk rot, which is caused by arenaria dissolvens. Decay of the first internodes of the soil explains that the plants might have been infected by this disease. The rind and the pith of the sweet corn will turn soft, brown, and water-soaked. We observe that the first internodes are water-soaked when we eliminate the first internodes of the sweet corn that have not been infected yet, as a control method to this disease. In this way, the chance of this disease will be infected is low, and it will not infect other plants. Excessive irrigation can be avoided as a safety precautions to avoid this disease from attacking. These are the figures that show how stem rot disease look like. So the first internode that show how stem rot disease is look like. The tiller is the part that we remove to avoid stem rot disease. Now the smut disease. Smut disease also the most commonly found disease in sweet corn. It's actually firstly have been found on one of the sweet corn plot and only one fruit that is infected. But as it is caused by fungus named Ustilegomydes and easily spread by spores, so it have spreaded to other sweet corn plot too. It is because after that, we observed that there are many sweet corn that have been infected found in other plots, and it most commonly found in female lines. The appearance of the sweet corn infected might be distorted, and there are galls on the plant part that are covered with white to silvery tissue, which would later rupture to release dark spores. To control this disease, we remove the fruit that have been infected. And in the next planting season, lime might need to be applied on the plot to control this disease. So these two figures show how corn smut disease look like. The first picture is the corn smut disease in early infection, and the second pictures show the corn smut disease that have matured. Usually, at early infection, the white or to silvery tissue is still soft, and when it is mature, it is dry and a little bit hard.
Thank you to my Sarah and Hani Akila. In conclusion,
The seed production may increase the greater yields and excellent marketable product, and also develop a more resilient seed production system by adopting a consistent crop and also soil management, and also provide the sustainable crop yields. So that's all from us. Last but not least, we prepare a video of our farm. So enjoy our video. Thank you. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Big dreams and big thrills Flying high 터무니없는 상상해봐 네 눈앞에 달려들고 있는 별 나같이 불을 태워봐
시작이라는 걸 넌 믿을 수 있겠니 이제야 사랑을 할 것 같아 You're ready or not 가는 거야 나를 믿어
Soldiers knocking doors down yelling out
전쟁 같은 시간들은 모두 빌어보내 웃음이 소리치고